Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
And I'm D White.
And today on the new party, we're going to discuss Donald Trump's new VP pick, J.D. Vance. The Ohio senator had very humble beginnings. He's a man of the people. He started out with a single mother and a grandmother that raised him. Learned a lot preparing for the show. And I'm going to start with the first clip that just breaks down who he is.
For the future.
Pretty much he got their attention. Dee, what do you think about J.D. Vance as the pick for his running mate?
Well, up until this point, I knew very little about J.D. Vance. I'm not gonna lie, but while we were preparing for to do this episode, I had to do my research, and I kind of like him. He's an American first type of guy. He doesn't want us in all these forever foreign wars, and overall, I think he seems like he came from a real tough life. I'm surprised he made it to where he made it. But considering his mom and those circumstances, but I like him. I think he's an okay guy. I think he'll poll well. What about you, Mr. Gray?
I think Trump should have picked like a Mitt Romney type person, somebody that's like in the middle, where it would have got him more voters, that people that just is turned off by the MAGA movement, and like somebody that's more so would have been more like an establishment Republican or more like challenge Trump. I think they picked J.D. Vance for governing purposes, that if Trump wins, that he'll toe the line. So if he has to go out there and say, hey, Trump is going to be the president for the next 20 years, he's going to do it. And they would, someone like a Marco Rubio or the other guy, they would probably be like, no, I'm going to follow the law. I would have did the exact same thing that Mike Pence did. Like with Joe Biden, I definitely think that Kamala Harris was an identity politics pick, and I feel like that helped him when he got elected. And I think with Trump, this didn't add any more voters for him, and that he could have picked somebody that would have got more suburban voters. What do you think, Nora?
I think he made the right choice by your answer. I think he chose someone that was America first. I think he chose someone that was not a neocon politician like a Nikki Haley or Mitt Romney. He did the right choice.
Yeah, and I think he also the reason he picked him is once Trump's term's over. I don't know, you guys think he's gonna be king forever, but once his term's over. I mean, I don't either. Once his term's over, he'll keep the MAGA movement alive, and I think that's why he picked somebody like that. Because he's going to be America first now and forever.
Sorry.
Go ahead. As a Democrat, I was afraid of him picking Tim Scott, even though I said pick Tim Scott. I was afraid of that because I was like, oh, if he does that, then he definitely go get some of the black vote. I was definitely afraid of him getting a Nikki Haley, because if he got Nikki Haley, then I felt like we would have been finished. So J.D. Vance, I was just like, we were still in there. Go ahead, Nora, my bad. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. But, Trump and J.D. Vance didn't always see eye to eye. In fact, J.D. Vance said he believed Trump's accuser in 2015. We're going to go back and watch some of the clips where J.D. Vance wasn't always a fan of Trump. In this one, he talks about how
all of a sudden his hands were all over me. He was like an octopus. It was like he had 6 arms. He was all over the place. But it's when he started putting his hand up my skirt. And that was it. That was it. I was out of there. I wish the stewardess would come and rescue me. And then I decided, I got up, I got my purse, and I said, I'm going back to my seat and coach.
What do you think of this? This is sort of, it's sort of interesting, evocative at the time, because we used to say stewardess, first of all, now we say flight attendant, but just it gives you that sense of history. But this woman is not a show-off. She's just telling what happened so we can know it.
Yeah, and it's sort of, it makes you think that at a fundamental level, this is sort of a he said, she said, right? And at the end of the day, do you believe Donald Trump, who always tells the truth? Just kidding. Or do you believe that woman on that tape?
So Pretty much, he said he believed the woman on the tape, and one of his many accusers, unfortunately, that said that he sexually harassed her. Gray, what do you think about what he said?
I think you're gonna see that same clip all everywhere. That the Democrats are gonna be playing it everywhere. If we found it and we're putting it on here, they're gonna be playing it and they're gonna try to create division between JD Vance and Trump. I think JD Vance is an opportunist, and I think Trump hates when somebody takes the spotlight. And I feel like if JD Vance gets any type of attention more than Trump, Trump is going to be after him, and we're going to see a lone True Social post attacking JD Vance.
I don't agree because in 2022 he was the Republican sweetheart. Remember, D? He was the guy. Well, I guess I don't know if you remember. He was the guy that everyone was saying that they think should have ran in 2024, but he waited his turn on like Ron DeSantis.
Who was it at the RSC last night? Who was missing?
Who was missing?
Pence. Mike Pence. Mike Pence wasn't there, so
maybe he'll be there tonight. Last night was a black night.
It's a long event.
That's all I can tell you as far as being Trump's VP. What do you think, D. White?
You know, like he said, he was a flip flopper. You know, when he heard all the news about Trump, he automatically just went with it. Everybody heard Orange Man bad, and they all went with it. And he admits it. You know, so I'm glad that he's man enough to admit it. You know, Kamala Harris also agreed with the.
You're muted.
No,
You just came back in. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody was calling me. Yeah, like I was saying, Kamala Harris also agreed with Joe Biden's accusers. You know, said that she believed them, and they just swept that under the rug. Nobody talks about that anymore. You know, so hopefully that they see eye to eye, they stay on the same page, and we don't get any of those late night tweets, which I don't believe we will. Because I know Trump's smarter than that.
Well, another clip that he said is there's a text message, which was already talked about last night. I heard Fox News ask him about this, where JD Vance called Trump Hitler in a text message with a friend. Let's listen to the clip where it goes into it and talks about it.
Clearly messaged something completely different for his political aspirations. He wrote, again, back in 2016, but I'm not surprised by Trump's rise, and I think the entire party has only itself to blame. We are, whether we like it or not, the party of lower income, lower education white people, and I have been saying for a long time that we need to offer those people something, and hell, maybe even expand our appeal to working class black people in the process. Woo, wow, imagine that. He continues to say, or a demagogue would, we are now at that point. Trump is the fruit of the party's collective neglect. I go back and forth between thinking Trump is a cynical person like a-hole, like Nixon, who wouldn't be that bad and might even prove useful, or that he's America's Hitler. How's that for discouraging?
Yeah, well, how's that for a sleazy liar? And I don't mean that text. That's where he's being honest.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, they were already going in on him, and this was an old clip I found.
Wow.
I think JD Vance is an opportunist. I think he still feels this way. I think he just sees the opportunity to get some power. We're gonna see what's going on, but I definitely think that this hurts Trump, and this is uplifting for Democrats to have literally his VP that says so many horrible things about him. And I'm hoping that
I don't agree with you. I think this helps JD, and this helps the Trump Vance ticket, because JD Vance can say, hey, I agree. Trump is an SOB. He's greedy. He's selfish. He's a narcissist. He's all those things, but he was an amazing president. And that's why I'm on this ticket, because I believe what we are going to be able to do together to bring this country forward.
I agree with that.
I don't think that it's going to help. I think JD Vance hurts him. If he would have picked Tim Scott, he would have been the most modern Republican president in history. People would have been, some people would have got upset, but like how he just said in that message, we're the party of blue collar, basically working white people, and that we can expand to working black people. I feel like that's what made the most sense. And if T would have picked Tim Scott, that would have helped with that. And even if he would pick Nikki Haley, the women probably in the suburbs probably would have been like, okay, well, I don't like Trump like this, but I like Nikki Haley. I don't think JD Vance helped at all, and I think his past comments will come back to haunt him.
Well, let's hear from JD Vance himself, why he's now switched sides. He talks about why he has the change of heart and where he's at currently.
You said, I'm a never Trump guy, never liked him, terrible candidate, idiot if you voted for him. How do you deal with them now?
Yeah, well, I think the simple answer is you've got to respect the American people enough to just level with them. Look, I was wrong about Donald Trump. I didn't think he was going to be a good president, Brett. He was a great president, and it's one of the reasons why I'm working so hard to make sure he gets a second term. I think you should. When you're wrong about something, you should change your mind and be honest with people about that fact. And I actually think, again, whether this is running as his running mate or running and supporting him as a United States Senator, Brett, I think it actually presents a real opportunity to talk to the American people, because a lot of people didn't think Trump was going to be a good president, and a lot of people were happy to be proven wrong. And I think it presents an opportunity for me to make the case to the American people that, look, we have two very different sets of results. 4 years of Joe Biden, 4 years of Donald Trump. We know the Trump record is one of success. The Biden record is one of failure. I came around to Donald Trump, and I think that
Gray, does he change your mind with that answer?
No, I think maybe to the base, they may forgive him and he may not be completely attacked online. But I actually saw JD Vance's wife. I don't believe she's Caucasian. And I think that's another thing that you're going to see.
She's Indian.
Indian, exactly. I think that's
and
another thing.
I have a joke. Vivek made it to the White House.
Wow.
JD Vance's son is named Vivek. No, JD Vance's son is named Vivek. That's the joke.
I thought you meant something else. But I think that's also a thing that is going to hurt them. I think they were probably scared, like, okay, if we get Tim Scott, this may hurt us. But I think JD Vance's partner is another thing that's going to hurt them. And I don't think him coming out and saying, hey, I just think that Trump did great and Joe Biden did horrible. I don't think he believes that at all. I think swing voters and even people in the Republican Party think JD Vance is an opportunist sucked up to Donald Trump Jr. to get close to Trump to get that VP spot. What about you?
Do you guys think that Tim Scott's still engaged today now that he didn't get picked?
Yeah, I think he's still supporting. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he just gives up.
No, do you still think do you think Tim Scott is still engaged today?
Are you calling him gay?
I mean, I'm just asking. Do you think that he called his girlfriend up and said, hey, things are wrong with that?
So you're basically saying Tim Scott's gay allegations would have hurt him as a VP?
Allegedly.
I just seen some more news. JD Vance once wrote that he convinced himself he was gay. So more stuff is coming out against JD Vance. Yeah, it just literally popped up. Yeah.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Fake news. Fake news. Fake news.
It literally just popped up.
Send me the link.
I had a phone call. Can y'all hear me?
No, because we don't want to hear the lies.
Oh my! That's what popped up. I just as soon as you said that, I mean, like.
JD Vance is going to make a great vice president. I cannot wait to cheer November 5th, the night him and Donald Trump win.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the fact that he was anti-Trump, he lived through it. He's seen that Trump was a great president. Right. He's an example of all the people who was also Trump deranged. That, you know, if this guy changed, I can change too. And the fact that Trump picked him, knowing all of this backstory. they took all that into consideration and they moved and planned accordingly. And I think that they'll be fine. The ticket's a winning ticket.
Okay, I just found it. It says JD Vance once wrote that I convinced myself I was gay when I was a kid. That's the new slander that's coming out against him. It just came out literally while we was on this call. That just came out. So him skipping over Tim Scott, he still got a VP with gay allegations attached to him. And now for sure, I feel that JD Vance hurts Trump's reelection chances. If that's true, what I just saw, I think that it's about to be a whole bunch of gossip and all types of stuff happening. Are you confirming it?
I'm trying to find this, go ahead. Z, what do you think about that?
I think that if that is true and it does come out, I think it will turn off a small set of voters. But you got to remember, you're not voting for JD, you're voting for Trump at the end of the day. And in 2024, a lot of people have become accepting of someone being gay, and then the fact that he's married with kids, it's not as bad. It's not like he's running around as in a dress or something like that.
I found it.
So I don't think it actually hurts him that bad, even if it was true.
He said,
tell them what it says.
I'll never forget that. This is what he wrote in his book, The Hillbilly Clergy. I'll never forget the time I convinced myself that I was gay. I was 8 or 9, maybe younger, and I stumbled upon a broadcast by some fire and brimstone preacher. The man spoke about the evils of homosexuals and how they were all destined for hell absent some serious repenting. At the time, the only thing I knew about gay men was that they preferred men to women. This described me perfectly. I disliked girls, and my best friend in the world was my buddy Bill. Oh no, I'm going to hell. Then he told his grandmother and Mima replied bluntly, don't be an effing idiot. How would you know that you're gay? Then Vance explained his reasoning. She laughed. JD, do you want to suck? Right? She said, according to the book. Flabbergasted, JD Vance said, of course not. Then you're not gay. And even if you did want to suck D, that would be okay, she replied. God would still love you. Oh, I gotta love. That's a sweet Mima. Would your Mima say that, D?
No, she would have not.
Would have been like, you're going to hell, mofo.
Yes.
I think JD Vance just destroyed Trump's reelection chances.
He was 8. He was 8 years old. He was confused.
Been out there. You shut up.
Yeah.
No, actually, I think it helps him because it shows he had a real discussion about it, and maybe because everyone says he's anti-LGBTQ. Maybe this shows he's not.
So as the evangelical Christian who attacked Amber Rose, is against trans, is against gay marriage.
I didn't say I'm against that stuff. Please don't put that out there.
Okay. What the right is against. The VP has just literally been quoted in his book that became a Netflix movie that he thought he was gay.
He was 8. He was 8 years old.
See how excuse me. Yeah. You see how the left does things, D?
Yes.
Prime example. I found the real. He took a clip and he said, "Oh, this is what it's about." I found the real thing. You always got to post the whole thing, not your little clips.
Yeah. And he's saying that at the time, 8-year-olds think girls have cooties. He didn't like girls yet, and his favorite person was his friend, his buddy. I can relate to something like that. Not the gay part. I didn't think I was gay, but the closest people to me were my little friends growing up.
Right.
Well, I think they're gonna use this against him. I think it's just another.
No, I think the left is gonna use it, and just shows you who's the real homophobes here.
The left. You think the left is gonna come out who have the gay voters? I don't want to say it's correct. LGBTQ plus. I don't want to get canceled. Do you think they're gonna come out and say, "Hey, he's gay"? You think they're really gonna say that? I don't think so. I think the right, it's already people saying, "Oh, he's a rhino. Why did he pick this person? This, and that." I wouldn't be shocked if Marjorie Taylor Greene says something tomorrow about him.
Marjorie Taylor Greene has said how excited she is. They all love JD Vance.
Yeah, man. The Republican Party is super united right now.
Super.
All that infighting that's going on with the Democrats, we don't have any of that. And everybody
In
wants
fact,
Nikki Haley.
you know what's so funny? The people, you know how I read that quote earlier on our last video, Amber Rose, check it out, guys, about Matt Walsh. Everybody is basically saying they're canceling Matt Walsh on the Republican side.
Yeah. See, we're not playing any of that. We don't have time for any of that discrimination. Going over there with that. We're not doing that right now.
Will be interesting to see. I guess we'll have to do another video after this is like all over the internet and see what people say about it.
We will. And also, we're going to do a recap at the end of the week about the Republican National Convention. Tonight is night 2 of the RNC. We'll be checking it out. We've been watching it every night and gathering clips for you guys. Also, we are trying to get to 5,000 subscribers. If you like what you're seeing, please like, share, and subscribe. Our 5,000 subscriber will get to win either a hat from the MAGA, Joe Biden hat, if that's your preference, or RK hat. So in closing, let us know what you thought about this video. Let us know what you think about JD Vance. Gray, anything you want to say in closing?
No, you do what?
Vote. Please vote, share, and subscribe.
Always
As
vote.
always, vote.